Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Tundo and you're here at the FemFit channel where we discuss all things fitness and body recomposition. I'm going to be sharing with you some exercises or moves that you can add to your gym routine, especially if you're a beginner and you're looking for somewhere to start. And if you are trying to get into developing your glutes or strengthening your glutes and your leg muscles, you're in the right place. The first exercise I'll be taking you through are the single-legged butterfly. Now, this exercise doesn't require a resistance band as I'm performing it here, but you can add a resistance band to increase the level of intensity, and that would allow for your muscles to be working harder and for more muscle development as it targets these smaller muscles in the glutes. So the single-legged butterfly targets the gluteus medius and the gluteus minimus and is part of a resistance band workout that I also posted earlier if you want to check that out as well on my channel. If you're a beginner, you can try this single-legged butterfly exercise without a resistance band, or you can perform it with a resistance band and increase the level of intensity by getting resistance bands that have higher resistance. Now for this exercise, you want to perform 12 to 15 reps per leg and 3 sets of that. So 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps. Yeah. And it's good to activate, kind of wake these muscles up so that they are actually working when you are doing other lifts like squats or lunges. So it's important to activate the muscles first. The next exercise are the glute bridges. For the glute bridges, if you are at the gym, you can use a bench to perform this exercise. And if you are not at the gym, don't have a bench available to you wherever you are, because I know sometimes when the gym's full, all the benches are taken, or if you're at home, you can perform this exercise on a yoga mat on the floor. These are more like floor glute bridges, and they work just as well or just as great at targeting those same gluteus muscles. The glute bridges are exercises that target the gluteus maximus, and these can be done at home or at the gym. All you need is a yoga mat, and if you want to add more intensity, you can use a dumbbell as well. So the weight that I'm using is listed above there. Again, 12 to 15 reps of these. Now you want to do it at a weight where you are comfortable, your working weight, and you want to increase the weight as you progress. So if you notice that you are able to do about 6 to 8 reps at a certain weight with a dumbbell, that is probably your maximum weight. And if you can do more than that, about 8 to 10 reps with a certain weight of dumbbell, that is your working weight. So you want to be able to be challenging yourself, but not to be pushing yourself too much past the benefits. That is how you kind of determine, if you're new to using weights, that's how you kind of determine your comfortability. Yeah, that's kind of how I would determine which weight to work with for each exercise. Now, this one really burns, and the challenge is to also keep the hips elevated. And as you lower them, you do not want to completely come to a point where you are resting on the floor. You want to keep those glute muscles tight and contracted, so you only want those butt cheeks to hover over the floor, maybe just to kiss the floor a little bit, but not to completely come to a rest before your set is over. So in between reps, you want to make sure that your butt isn't completely resting and your back isn't completely rested on the floor, but that your glutes are still tight, and keep them tight throughout each set. The next exercise are the sumo squats. I believe this one is one of the best exercises that you can do with a dumbbell. If you don't do any of these, I would recommend that you add sumo squats to your leg day routine, or as a beginner, start here, because this definitely targets all parts of the glutes, and it also engages other parts of the legs as well, the quads and for well-rounded glute development, you want an exercise kind of like this as well. Okay, so for the sumo squats, you want to maintain a wide stance, the legs maybe just outside of shoulder width, and you want to have your toes pointed outwards, and you want to lower the weight steadily, pushing your hips back, keeping your back straight, and you want to make sure you're facing the floor to avoid tension in the neck. And as you lower the weight, maintain that wide stance, and as you bring up the weight, make sure that you're not locking your knees in place, but that you're maintaining kind of like a bent stance in the knees. So you don't want, as you're bringing the weight up, you don't want to lock your knees on the way up. You want to maintain a bent stance, keeping the glutes flexed throughout the set. Next exercise we have are the Romanian deadlifts, or commonly known as the RDLs. Now, for this exercise, it's important that the form is proper before adding any weights, so that this exercise you're feeling it in the glutes rather than in the lower back. For this, I like to make sure that my feet are shoulder width apart and that my back is straight, and as I'm lowering the weights towards the floor, my hands with the weights in them pressed up against my legs. I'm pressed up against my legs as I'm lowering them, and I lower them past the knees and then drag the weights back up. So this ensures that the exercise is effectively targeting the glutes rather than causing pain to the lower back, or rather than targeting the lower back. And I want to make sure that I'm kind of flexing those glutes and prompting the glutes to be the muscles that are working as I'm dragging the weights back up the legs. So for this exercise, you want to make sure that the feet are shoulder width apart and that the back is straight as you're lowering and raising the weights, as you're lowering and pulling the weights up. And you want to also make sure the back is not hunched or it's not arched in any way to avoid tension in the lower back. And also avoid tension in the neck by keeping the head facing the floor rather than straining your neck to look up or to the side or anywhere. You want to do 12 to 15 reps of those as well, starting off with proper form and then adding a weight that you would consider to be your working weight or weight that you're comfortable starting off with. The next exercise, we have the crossover backward lunge. So the crossover backward lunge is an exercise that you can do even without a weight, or for more intensity, you can add a resistance band and wear the resistance band just above the knees as you're stepping out and towards the side, crossing over. Now for this exercise, it targets the gluteus maximus and the gluteus minimus, and it's also kind of a high intensity exercise. So that's why I would recommend, if you're first starting off and you're new to this exercise, try it without a weight and see how that feels first. It is really effective at also engaging the core and the quads as well. So highly recommend to add this to your leg day routine as well. So for this exercise, 8 to 10 reps starting off, and then with the weight, I would stick to, between 8 to 10 reps, even 6 reps if you're starting off with a weight that is more challenging, just to get into the flow of targeting the glutes with this exercise. That is a really good exercise, which is also kind of high intensity. So starting off with this, again, like I said, if you're new to this move, you want to get into the proper formation first, and you can start out without a weight and it's still going to work just as great. And if you are using a weight but you want to increase the intensity, you can use a resistance band, or if you don't have dumbbell, you can add a resistance band to this exercise as well, and that will offer a higher intensity. So that is it for today. I hope that you enjoyed learning about these moves, and I hope that you will also Take the time to try them out and feel free to let me know how it goes for you. And until next time, thank you so much again. This is Tando at the FemFit channel. Bye.